And the good news is I'm not an attorney. That's great news, because I'm going to talk to you today as a parent. I'm going to talk to you as a teacher. I'm going to talk to you as somebody who's been educating educators regarding copyright for all these years. We don't take the side of the record label. We also use fair use all the time. So if you ever see me doing something in this presentation or speaking a certain way, don't ever think that I'm talking to you either as an attorney or as one of the record labels, or especially as an educator. Because I'll tell you what we've seen in education is we've seen big auditoriums, and this all started in 1997 whenever fair use came about. Back in 1997, it was all downhill from there, because we would see these large groups gathered, technology and media conferences, and somebody will stand at the front of the room and go, and that's how you do a podcast, and now you can go download your favorite music and you can use 10% or 30 seconds and you're okay. And then somebody gets in trouble and they're like, where's that instructor? Please come and help me because I've got a copyright case. I'm being sued. Who gave me this misinformation? And then is that person there to back you up in court or to answer your questions? No. So the reason why I'm confident in saying that is because would Barry do that? Well, the answer is we've already done that, because the Sounds Abound library that's been purchased for you, all that music is produced and licensed by Sounds Abound. Well, guess whose signature is at the bottom of that? It's my signature at the bottom of that license. And what that license says is you guys are okay to use this music for whatever you want to use it for, and it totally supersedes fair use. Everything I tell you about fair use, and we're not just going to talk about music today. We're going to talk about film, we're going to talk about video, we're going to talk about intellectual property, graphics. If there's any form of media that you can think of, I'm ready for it. So throw it to my dad, because we can definitely tackle that. But anyways, long story short, we sat on our hands for a while, because at the time, most things were staying in the classroom. And we had not entered this digital era to that point, or at least not in education. We saw it coming because we were already working on a lot of these things, but we kind of sat on our hands because we incorporated Sounds Abound in 1998, and what happened is the educators and the industry professionals, which would include myself and the other people that I mentioned, and then that of course branched off into technology. We incorporated in 1998 and actually became an official, K through 12, corporation providing products and services. And by the way, if you look at fair use guidelines, we're ASCAP members, which means we actually, ASCAP is one of the groups that endorse the fair use guidelines. So whenever I talk about fair use, I'm talking about doing it the correct way. And the reason why I say don't ever think I'm taking the side of the record label, because remember, I was one of those early day pirates. The only difference between what we were doing and what a lot of you, not you guys, but those other people out there, and the teachers and the students, but what they are doing, the difference from what we were doing, what they're doing, is that everything we were doing was legal.